Today we're gonna install the guardrail. It's a lot of work. The bulwark of this boat is divided in 8 parts. That was the first one and not the biggest one. Well, we replied this process 8 times to install all the bulwark. First time that we tried to install, we tried with butyl tape. That's our choice for sealing. But because the format and the way that need to be installed, the butyl tape doesn't work. Every time that I try to put in place, the butyl tape goes out and I cannot guarantee that it's really sealed. Then we remove the this part of the bulwark, clean, and the next day we install with Sikaflex and all the 8 parts. Finish the bulwark, it's time to install the guardrail, but the guardrail is really big and me and Ju was not able to do alone. Luckily we have a boat neighbor here in the shipyard, and we become friends of the owners, the 2 owners. One of was traveling and the other stayed here, and I asked help and he helped us. If you pay attention, that is not the first time that he showed up here in our channel. He helped us on the skag and the rudder. He helped us a lot on the boat. The propeller system, the shaft, the tunnel, was a mix of surprises and disappointments. A lot of problems on that. First, the tunnel was leaking, that I knew because I saw the water comes inside the boat. Some drops, not too much, some drops, but some drops. That means the stainless steel had corrosion and some small leaking areas. We need to change the tunnel. When we removed the shaft, the bushing area on the shaft was not good, and fix this problem is not the way to do. It's possible but not good, and we choose to change the shaft. Not just because that, but because the connection on the gearbox, the last owner, again, I will show you many things about that. The last owner did many mistakes, like the thermostatic valve, like the diesel filters, like the connection on the gearbox. In some point of the way they change the seal system. I think because it was old, and they doesn't have skills to do that. They was not able to remove the connection on the shaft, and they just cut. With the cutting tool, they cut in one side of the connection, and that passed through the shaft, I don't have pictures, sorry about that. It was possible to see a cut in the shaft. When you cut the connection, the diameter change and the connection lose the center. And when you install again, the shaft that's supposed to turn exactly in the center is not in the center and move this way. And that was something that was happening. To fix that, it's not easy. Better do a new propeller shaft. And we did that. We did a new connection, a new propeller shaft, a new tunnel, and a new bushing. Let me show you here. They tried to remove the old connection. This is the new connection, okay? They tried to remove the old connection. They didn't have the right tool. They cut the connection in this way, removing materials. When you install again, the diameter change and you lose the center. That's what's happened. This is the new shaft. This is the new connection for the gearbox, and this is the new seal system. You can see the new tunnel here. We did this stainless steel part with screw threads to fix the Duramax system, seal system, and I have this screw here to ground. Stainless steel in salt water, the best thing is anodes, as I have the anodes on the keel and on the skag. On the shaft is good choice to ground every stainless steel plate or metallic plate. Ground to be sure that the anodes work to protect these parts. Out of the water, we remove the shaft support here, and I saw inside, let me show you. Well, you can see here's our battery place. We had two batteries, 200 ampere hour, and here is the tunnel, the propeller shaft tunnel. That was stainless steel, no protection, and open to the vapor and the sulfuric acid from the standard batteries corrode the tunnel, and that was leaking salt water. That's why we changed that. Now I'm changing the type of the battery sealed. I'm doing a new support to have more batteries. Did a new tunnel with protection, epoxy protection, triple epoxy protection, the primer, fiber epoxy, an extra cover of epoxy. The propeller shaft tunnel have leakage because the sulfuric acid from the batteries. I removed the tunnel and we start to do a new one. The work on the guardrail was really easy. Just mix a lot of time with people with nothing to do, some spice of epoxy and Sikaflex and butyl tape. Mix all together and let cook for at least 2 days. Yeah, that was it. Before painting the deck, we opened the holes of the screws for the guardrail and fulfill with epoxy to seal the wood. Ready to install the guardrail, I opened a hole inside the epoxy that protect the wood. Then butyl tape to seal and a lot of screws. A lot of screws. A lot of time and a lot of hard work. Let us see. the steps was really simple. First, open the holes for the screws. Then, be sure that is the right position. Then clean all the dust, the dirty on the deck, on the place that the guardrail attaches. Then seal with butyl tape, put in place, screw the screws and fix with the plates inside the boat. I have stainless steel plates that helps to distribute the forces of the screws, the guardrail inside the boat, to not let the screw moves and damage the wood. The new tunnel, first we start with stainless steel plate, bend a little bit to have the same angle as the bottom of the boat. Then we open a hole on this plate, take a tube, a stainless steel tube, and then we did 2 bushes, one for each end of the tube. With these, I screwed the stainless steel plate on the bottom of the boat. I installed the shaft, the propeller shaft, with these 2 bushings. These 2 bushings warranty to me the stainless steel tube, that is the tunnel of the propeller shaft, is on the center of the propeller shaft. And then we weld the tube on the plate. With this new tunnel ready, I installed the tunnel, protect with epoxy, a special primary epoxy. Inside, I did a fiberglass with epoxy to protect the stainless steel from the acid from the batteries. Today I'm using sealed batteries, but anyway I want protection. As we are using a different seal system for the propeller shaft, we did a screw threads on the one side of the tunnel to screw the Duramax seal system and have fixed and centered. The new bushing for the propeller shaft is Visconite, and I take the right measurements of all the pieces. We calculate all the things that we need for the bushing, and the right installation for this bushing is with dry ice. We need to decrease the temperature with dry ice up to minus 70 Celsius degrees. It's very cold. With these, the size of the bushing gets small. I can insert the bushing easily, and when it gets the ambient temperature, expand and fix on the place. I have some screws to fix the bushing, but doesn't need. It's just to be safe. trying to install the connection for the shaft on the gearbox, I find out a problem. Or a challenge. Not a problem, a challenge. Because the nut was deep on the connection. That is the nut. I have this spare nut in any case that I need, and had no much space to insert the two. Let me show you. That is the connection for the gearbox here. I have the gearbox here, the connection here, and the seal. To install the connection, I need the seal in place, and I have a nut inside that hold the shaft on the connection. Well, this type of tool is not deep enough to get the nuts, and this type of tool is impossible to insert. Can you see that? It's too long. This means I need to a special tool to do this job. I started with a standard socket. I reduced the diameter, the size. Then I took an old spanner that I'm not using, cut the front. I opened a Phillips standard socket. To weld the spanner. And I have the tool. And now I have the right tool. Okay? That is the tool that I did special for this job. Let me talk a little bit about the stuffing box. Let's go there. Let me show you. The stuff box seal system, the packing gland, and the screws and the nuts to pressure the packing rigs. Some stuffing box have a grease injection system to help to lubricate the packing rings and the shaft. The grease helps to reduce the water dropping, the water leakage. Our old sailboat, Alvini 1, we had the stuffing box seal system, and I didn't want the water leakage because I want the dry boat. The water inside the boat gets smells, the boat is always moisture. I don't like that. I did a long research, and in the industry, high chemical corrosion systems and chemical aggressive systems, I find out this. I hope you can see that. This is a packing ring, a special packing ring made with Teflon, graphites, and inside have a tube, a silicone tube that makes this soft and move when the shaft moves. These with grease make no heat and high lubricant system, no leakage at all. This is an old wooden classic boat, and this is a typical application for stuffing box seal. Stuffing box seal is one of the oldest systems to seal the shaft, and is trustful, have almost no problems at all. The main problem is you need a water leakage, some drops, 2 or 3 drops per minute, to lubricate and refrigerate the shaft. But it's a system that is so trustful that typically never does any problem to the boat. Big leakage, some drops and done. The PSS system have a hose, a kind of rubber that make the center for the seal system and helps to make the pressure on the seal system, this exactly seal contact. If this rubber breaks, you have a large amount of water coming in, a large leakage of water, and a standard pump cannot handle with that. That is a danger of this kind of thing, the lip seal and the PSS seal. The stuffing box seal, the brass pieces is tied on the shaft, and if you broke the system, the leakage is not too much. You can handle alone without pump. That is one of the good things of this system. It's old, everyone knows, easy maintenance, and if breaks, you have no much problem. Some leakage and you can handle with that. Now talk about the lip seal. I have my friend here. That's Murph with his boat, and we will see his lip seal.
Yes, let's go.
This is the lip seal. It's pretty simple. It's safe, trustful, but you need to do one thing, just one thing. Every 300 hours you need grease a little bit, and it's pretty simple. The Dura-Max seal system works as a PSS, but with some more safety systems. This is a engineering plastic that touch and hold the shaft. The seal face here, that is stainless steel, have no contact with any other metal thing. Then it's impossible to have galvanic corrosion. Here have a spring that make pressure on the seal contact here. Inside have a rubber, a hose that seal the spring, and outside another hose, another rubber that makes the second seal for the system. The PSS have just one rubber inside, no spring, and if the rubber breaks, you have a large leaking. This system have two rubber hoses that increase a lot the safety of the system.